Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Home Improvement Ad Blueprint, free course from $0 to jobs with paid ads. With that being said, I want to personally welcome you guys to day 3, right? Please guys tell me more about how your day 2 experience was, right? Please let me know about that so that I can be able to see if throughout this event, are you seeing some changes? Are you implementing anything, right? Please let me know about your experience through these 2 days that you watched this event. So with that all being said, this is what we have for today's lesson, which is understanding the home improvement market, right? You may know how to market. You may know what makes people tick and what doesn't, right? But if you do not know, if you do not understand your own market, how will you know what you are trying to sell to those people will sell? It may work for other people, they've done it, but do you have any analytics? Do you have any data that you can look at? Because a lot of people, even myself, I was at a point where I didn't focus on data a lot, right? I used to use my emotions a lot of times, right? To a point where sometimes your emotions, you need to understand that they will fail you, right? But data sometimes, actually data will not fail you, right? So you need to understand your home improvement market. That market you need to understand because that is where you are operating, right? You need to understand it. So on today's lesson, we are going to dive deep into that. And by the end of today's lesson, you will understand your market. You will understand the gaps that need to be filled. You'll understand what the numbers of the home improvement space, how they are actually looking. You'll understand that. So with that all being said, I'm hoping you have been liking these videos because we need to get them to other people. I hope you've been liking them. I hope you've been commenting. I hope you have subscribed, right? And there's a link that I've been leaving there down below. And that link, it's basically sending you straight to our Telegram group, which we will be sending you the link to join the course the moment we start opening it up after this this week lesson, right? Because in this week we are giving you the value of that. We are giving you week 1 of the course basically. So we are sharing that here on YouTube. So for you guys to be able to go on further with us, you will need to click that link. We will not send you anything on that link, that is for sure. So with that all being said, let's run straight to today's lesson. Hello and welcome to Home Improvement Ad Blueprint, free course from $0 to jobs with paid ads. I am Simanya and today we'll explore essential strategies for growing your home improvement business through effective marketing scaling, right? And now guys, let's run straight to my laptop so that we can find out a bit about that. So here's what we're going to be covering on today's lesson. So let's basically head on to the current market trends and statistics. Now, here on the current market trends and statistics, the first thing that we have to look at first, it is the emerging trends in the home improvement. So in that specific space, right? Um, let's start with the key statistics and the data. So the home improvement market was valued at approximately over 340 billion in 2022 and is projected to grow to around 490 billion by 2030. And the home improvement spending increased over the past year, right? Driven by the increased consumer interest in home renovations and DIY projects, right? Which is do-it-yourself projects, right? Um, and then in terms of the emerging trends in the home improvement, a sustainable and eco-friendly products, right? There's basically a growing demand for green building materials and energy efficient appliances, right? And I'm sure even you as a home improvement business owner, you've also seen this, right? There is an increase for that. And and also, um, smart home technology, you know, there's an increased adoption of smart homes, smart home devices such as security systems, thermostats, and lighting, right? And which would make sense because people nowadays they want to feel safe, you know. And smart home technology seems to be what is the safest thing, you know, according to the marketplace, which is something that we cannot do anything about. But that's a trend, right? And that trend is a trend that is not going anywhere anytime soon, right? And the DIY projects, right? There's a rising popularity of do-it-yourself projects, right? And these are actually fueled by online tutorials and the availability of easy to use products, right? And I'm pretty sure even some of you guys that are running your own businesses, probably you've learned from those do-it-yourself projects, right? I'm not saying everyone, but some of you guys probably have learned from those things. Like myself, I've learned from them, you know. Um, so there is a demand for that, right? So which means that where there is a demand, you need to try and meet the customer's needs. And now let's head on straight to the market growth and opportunities, right? So basically now expanding home renovation activities due to aging housing stock, right? And increasing how house values. That's where the market growth is, right? And I did mention this to you guys on the lesson that I did, you know, which was that people they want to increase the value of their properties, right? They are trying to increase the value so that should they want to sell their properties, they can sell the property with an increase of what they bought it for, right? And probably a two times or three times of that. And so far that has been going good, you know, because the more you do in your property, it actually increases the value of your property at the very same time, right? And also opportunities in the rental market as landlords are investing in property improvements to attract tenants, right? And I'm pretty sure some of you guys have worked with some of these um with these what you call these with these landlords, right? With these developers, you know. um and the whole point of them trying to do what they are doing is it's to make sure that they bring in more people to start to stay in their properties, right? Meaning that there's opportunities there, right, in the home improvement space because people are actually needing the service even more than before, right? Which is why the home improvement space is basically at over 340 billion, right? Dollars to be specific, right? Just to show that there's a lot of money in the home improvement space, you know. And there's a reason why you haven't gotten to that point where you can start being part of the 1%, the you know, the 1% of the home improvement businesses. There's a reason behind that. And at the end of this course, I want you to know why that hasn't happened yet, right? And so basically, the last um, market growth and opportunity, it is the growth in the outdoor living space segment, right? Including the decks, patios, and garden enhancement, right? Uh, and that I'm sure you guys have noticed, right? Because a lot of people they are into the entertaining, you know, and also at the very same time, as much as they are into the entertaining side, but they are trying to increase the value of the property, right? So the outdoor living space, it is where the capital is, right? In a podcast of mine, I actually had a guest, right? And this guest was saying this, that um according to how they've been getting their sales, the outdoor living space has been where the gold mine has been, and to me that was a bit shocking, right? And immediately when I started to sit down and look at the data according to my clients, I started noticing that what he was saying simply makes sense, so the outdoor living space, there's a huge growth in that, and there's a lot of opportunities in that space, so let's um get into the consumer behavior, right, in the home improvement sector. So let's now head to the common consumer preferences, right? Which the first one is, it is the preference for high quality and durable materials, right? Which is one thing that every person wants, as you guys probably know by now. Um, High quality and durable materials, it is what um, the consumers seem to prefer, right? And of course, it is understandable because no one wants something that they will buy now and do now, and that specific thing, a month later, they'll have to do it again. A year later, they'll have to do it again. High quality and durable material, it's the preference of the consumer, you know, and of which you need to meet that, you know, and also the growing interest in customizable and personalized home improvement solutions, and that I'm sure you guys have also noticed, and also the increased demand for eco-friendly and energy efficient products, which I'm sure you guys are also have been seeing in the solar space, right? If there's anyone here in this course that is in the solar space, then you are aware of this. And if you're not aware of it, now you know, right? There's an increase for that because nowadays there's outages, you know, and now people are trying to go off grid because if you can't control um, the electricity, right? If you can't control anything that is in regards to your property, you need to try and go off grid, right? Which simply makes sense at the end of the day. So that I simply understand. So there's an increased demand in the eco-friendly and the energy efficient products, right? Such as the solar energy, right? And let's now head straight to the buying journey and the decision making process. So, first of all, there's the research phase, right? Which consumers often start with online research, right? Reading reviews and comparing products, right? Which would simply mean that um, the moment you know that, then and the moment you start being in front of those specific parts, then you are one step ahead of every person in your competition, right? Because they check out reviews, right? And by checking out reviews, they're trying to see um the what you call this, they're trying to see whether the who is the right person that they can work with, right? What are the people saying about this person? Because a lot of times, um especially if you're going to be investing now, that I'll get to later on, but especially if you're going to be investing or putting money, but I just simply think instead of just saying putting money, just say investing. It's way a bit easy, and it's but yeah, later on that. So if you're going to be investing um thousands and thousands into something, you need to know what are the people saying about that thing, And if people are saying a bad thing about that thing, then or that person, then you're definitely not going to be working with that person, because you will be losing money when you go in there, right? Which is something that no one wants, right? So, research phase, you need to know that the consumers, that's something that they do, right? And the moment you can be able to tackle that, you can be one of the companies in the top 1%, right? And then the second phase, it is visiting stores to see products in person, right? Seeking expert advice and considering costs versus benefits, right? Now here, what I'm going to dive deep into, it is seeking expert advice, right? You remember on the video that I was doing in the lesson that I was doing before this one, right? Which was the introduction to marketing. I mentioned there that it's important to give out value to your to the consumers, or to your target market, right? Because they are always seeking for the advice, right? The moment you give them the advice, and you give them the right advice, they will trust what you are saying, because they can tell from what you are saying, right? Now, the moment you can start being that person that gives out the advice, you will start being seen as the expert in your space. And the moment you are seen as an expert in your space, that's when you can start being that person in your industry. So that you need to put it in writing, right? So, and then also, I did mention that they also are considering cost versus benefits, right? Which, at the very same time, as much as they are considering the costs, but if you, as a person that is selling this specific thing to this person, right, you know all of the pain points that this person is facing, which is why it's important to speak to people, right? And then ask them questions, find out more about what they want, why do they want that, and why is that going to help them, so that you can be able to then convert those people. Because sometimes it's not about the price, right? Sometimes it's not about the price, because people sometimes, um let's say if someone wants to purchase a car, they don't have the money to purchase that car, but they can go and make a loan to purchase the car, right? Because they see the value of them having the car, right? Now, you getting them to start you getting them to start investing into their property, you need to change how they think about it, right? Like, for instance, as I've just said right now, instead of you saying that um they will be paying, you know to renovate their house, you could just simply say that they're investing into what, into their property, right? Now, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's how you actually put it. And those kinds of and those kinds of small adjustments, they are what makes the sale go through, right? They are what converts. So, yeah. And then also, there's the purchase phase, right? Which the decision is influenced by promotions, availability, and perceived value, right? Perceived value, as I've mentioned before. The moment people start seeing the value of what you are bringing to them, even if you charge them about 100,000, and they had a budget of 10,000, they will find that 100,000, they will find a way to fund that 100,000. So it's not about the money, right? It's about the value that you are bringing to them, right? Do they see the value in what you are giving to them? If they do not see the value, then why should they purchase it? They will not purchase it, right? It's like you, if I were to come to you and tell you that I will start running your ads, right? And as I will be doing this, I will be charging you let's say 60% of the jobs that you are getting, right? I'm not bringing any value to you because I'm taking most of the money that you should be getting, right? I'm not bringing any value to you. But now, if I were to do it this way and say to you, I will run your ads. I will handle turning those leads that we'll be getting through those ads to jobs, right? We will help you turn them into jobs, right? And the moment we bring them into jobs, that's when we will start. That's when we will start. That's when we'll charge you a percentage, right, of that job that we bring to you, right? And now there's as much as it's pretty much almost the same thing, but it's a bit different, you know. So you start seeing the value of what I'm actually offering to you, right? Compared to what I was saying before, because I was saying that I was gonna run the ads. You may get the jobs, you may not get the jobs. That I don't care about that, but as long as I've run the ads, I'm expecting to get paid. Now I'm saying I will do everything for you, and so I'm giving you the value. So of course you're gonna purchase that because you see the value of what I'm bringing to you, right? And also the consumers, they want you to provide the value, right? They need to see the value of it. And also by promotions, right? So by promotions, it may be through advertising, right? And advertising, to be honest, is the best way to get the eyeballs to your consumers, right? To the consumers, to your target market, right? Because the moment you do that, you run the advertising and you target, you know, the people that you're trying to get to, those people immediately when they wake up, or even when they're doing anything, they will get through and see what you are offering there, right? And it's been something that they've been wanting to do. So meaning that that is the most effective way to get you a step closer to where you need to get to, right? So let's head on straight to the to factors influencing consumer choices, right? So the first one, it is the cost, right? So it's the budget, constraints and perceived value for money, right? And I did mention this, so I won't be explaining it. And then also the convenience, right? Um, either the ease of purchase, availability of installation services, and delivery options, right? They look at that, they look at that, because those are the most important things. That's why I actually mentioned that if you were to say to a client, right, which is why it's important to watch all of the videos without skipping a step, right? Because on the lesson that I did before this one, right, I did mention that um you need to try and increase your time frame, right? If you know that you can do a job in 2 days, you need to say you can do that job in a week, right? And by you doing that, you will be able to do the job in about 2 days, right? And what will happen is that your clients will start looking at you as that person, because you are fast at what you do. You gave them a time frame of a week and you did it in 2 days, which is which is different because sometimes consumers, they work with companies or work with actually companies, right? That that will start saying that they will be done with the job in 2 days. Those guys have a delay, and the delay takes it about a week, right? And to a point, now, are those guys fast? No, they're not, because they had promised 2 days and now it's a week and they're still not done with the job. I hope you're taking notes, guys. So the next one, it is a brand reputation. Basically, a trust in brands known for quality and reliability, right? Which is, if you have been listening to everything that I've been saying here, this simply just is just another tip of the iceberg, you know. um, and then trends and inspiration. right? The influence of home improvement shows, right? Um, Social media and design trends, those tend to play a role in influencing customer choices, because let's say they have been watching, there's this real estate show that I've been starting to enjoy. It's luxury listing. So probably they're watching that. They've been seeing those properties that those people are selling, and that influenced what they want to do on their own property, right? They saw a property of a celebrity on social media and they said, I want to have that. That influences their choices, you know. So those things are things you need to pay attention to, because when you are crafting the ad copy, or when you are crafting a messaging to the consumers or to your target market, those are things that you need to know, right? Now let's head on straight to identifying and leveraging your unique selling proposition, your USP. Now let's start with the definition of a USP. So a unique selling proposition, USP, is a distinct feature or benefit that sets a product or service apart from its competitors, making it uniquely appealing to consumers, right? Now, that is something that you have to pay attention to, because that is one of the most important things. Now, just so that you can have a picture of it, um, let me just give you a few examples, right, of effective USPs, right? So, example one, a home improvement brand offering a lifetime warranty on its products, right? Highlighting durability and customer assurance, right? And now, if you don't get it by that example, let me just make another example. A company specializing in eco-friendly building materials, right? Appealing to environmentally conscious consumers, right? Another one, right? It's to the third example. So, um, a service, right, that provides rapid same day installation for home improvement projects, right? Emphasizing speed and convenience, right? Your USP. And now, how to create, right, and leverage your USP. So, first of all, you need to identify your strengths, right? Analyze your products and services to determine what you do better than your competitors, right? Understand your customers, know what your target audience values most, and tailor your USP to meet those needs, right? Communicate clearly. Ensure your USP is prominently featured in all marketing materials and communications. Deliver consistently. Consistently meet or exceed the promise made by your USP to build trust and loyalty, right? Which is the most important things that you can do. So, with all that being said, you now have a solid understanding of the basics, right? It's time to dive deeper. So, in the next lesson, we'll explore the home improvement market in more detail, right? And how you can identify your unique selling proposition, right? Um, so, now what I want from you guys, I want to encourage you to engage with the course materials, right? As I did mention, we will be leaving the templates for every video if a video needs the templates, right? Um, we are going to be, as you know, we have the course, so we need you to make sure that in every lesson that we are giving out on this course, you take action, right? You do not just watch the videos and then as soon as you're done with the video, you go ahead and go to sleep and you don't pay attention to it, right? For this to work, you need to give your all to it, right? As we are giving our all to you with this course, right? So join the weekly Q&A sessions, right? Join them because that's where we'll be able to discuss everything. That's where we'll be able to ask you questions, and we'll be able to find out more about where you need assistance and how you need assistance, right? So network with other home improvement business owners on this course. And at the end of the day, we want you guys to be able to have a connection between you all, right? And not only that, we want you guys to be able to work together should that arise. You can't do it alone, right? And I know most people actually say that, but you can't do it alone. But when you have a community of people that are doing the same thing that you are doing, execution is a bit more easier, right? So the network that we've given you through this course, um, utilize it, right? Share your progress, you know, so that other home improvement owners, um, other home improvement business owners, I mean, can be able to see that this is possible through what you have been able to do through execution. And also, do not be scared of asking questions, because with you asking questions, that's how we will be able to assist you, right? And through our assistance, you will be able to scale your business, right? Which is what I'm sure you want to do. You want to scale your business and get more revenue out of it, right? So, with that all being said, click on the next lesson to continue, right? See you there.